Welcome everybody to Forza Motorsport 6, and today we're taking a look at the Porsche expansion, recently released, as in only a couple of hours ago actually, before this video will go out. This features 21 cars, 9 of which are new to the series, plus a Porsche Anthology campaign, so a whole load of races centred around Porsches themselves, and a brand new racetrack in the form of Virginia International Raceway, which has 7 different variants of the track, all of which have day, night and rain variants on them, and there's also new multiplayer events. And since there's 21 cars in this expansion, I'm not going to be going through driving all of them. I'm just going to drive the racing cars, and I'll briefly talk over the non-racing cars. But each of those non-racing cars will get a review of their own. So yeah, look forward to them. And yeah, the first car is a 1955 Porsche 550 Spyder. Right, 61 years ago now. So yeah, still resembles Porsches even from today if you squint a bit. But yeah, 109 horsepower, it's 95 pounds-feet of torque from its 1.5 litre flat 4 engine, weighing 1,510 pounds. Pretty damn good car, quite frankly. Thanks to the lack of weight, it handles and brakes pretty damn well, even though it's got nothing in terms of modern technology going for it, and acceleration and speed is pretty solid as well. Yeah, that was in Forza 4 I think as well, that was, and so yeah, that's not new to the series, but I'm glad to see the return of it. And one of the new cars to the series is this, the 1957 Porsche 356A Speedster. Now, yeah, it doesn't have all that much power, and 60 horsepower, 81 pounds-feet of torque from its 1.6 litre flat 4, weighing 1,676 pounds. So yeah, it doesn't have all that much power. And yeah, the handling, acceleration, and everything is worse than the 550, but I think it looks great, and I'm sure it'll be fun to drive nonetheless. And yeah, there's a lot of cars on this game that are more about how they make you feel than what they can do, and that is certainly going to be one of them. And now, next is a 1960 Porsche 718 RS60. Now this has the same 1.6 litre flat 4 engine as the previous car, but it has 100 horsepower more at 160 horsepower and 120 pounds-feet of torque, and it weighs less as well at 1,280 pounds. And as you can see, acceleration, handling, braking and speed are all better, and I also think it looks damn beautiful, to be honest. Looks like a modern day sports car, to be honest, with its curves and its low ride height relatively. And yeah, weighing as little as that, you can't really complain, especially for the amount of power it has to go with it. Next, 1970 Porsche 914-6, 125 horsepower, 131 pounds-feet of torque, weighing 2,196 pounds from its 2 litre flat 6 engine. So yeah, much bigger engine than the previous 3 cars, but this is more of a luxurious sports car than a home down stripped out racer. And that's why it weighs a bit more and is obviously slower, but imagine it's a lot easier to live with than the previous cars. Now the first 911, the 1982 Porsche 911 Turbo 3.3. So yeah, 296 horsepower, 304 pounds-feet of torque from its 3.3 litre flat 6 engine, which obviously is turbocharged. And yeah, another car that's been on the series before, but it's glad to see it back. Though it is a shame that it is the oldest 911 on the game. I would have expected something older than this in terms of the 911 range, which might disappoint other people, but I'm not a major Porsche fan, so I'm just glad there's new cars to the game at all, really. But yeah, nice car nonetheless, looks decent, and no doubt drives really well as well. Now the 1987 Porsche 959, easily Porsche's most technological car at the time. 450 horsepower, 369 pounds-feet of torque from its 2.8 litre flat 6, weighing 3,190 pounds. So it actually has a smaller engine than the 911 previous, but way more horsepower, way more torque, and even more weight, but that's only because it's all-wheel drive as well. And yeah, like I said, way more technology advanced, and for one of the first cars to actually get near to 200 mile an hour and be a production car. So yeah, a lot to owe this car, and it's a great car nonetheless, and it has been on the series before. Now to the first race car of the expansion, 1987 Porsche number 17 Porsche AG 962C. 720 horsepower, 590 pounds-feet of torque from its sorry about this, 3 litre flat 6 engine, weighing 1,962 pounds. So yeah, not all that much weight at all, and a hell of a lot of power. And as you can see, acceleration and speed are top notch, and as well as the handling and braking. So yeah, we're going to take this on one of the variants of Virginia International Raceway, and yeah, see you when we get there. So yeah, we're on the south circuit of the Virginia International Raceway. So yeah, we're going to be a bit cautious with this because I've never raced this circuit or this car before. So yeah, let's see what this car can do. Struggling for traction there. As you can see, it's certainly not a slow car. Yeah, like I said, I am going to be a bit cautious. These tracks and this car and any of the race cars in fact are alien to me in pretty much every way. I'm glad there is a new track on the game. Whoa! Because yeah, even though there is plenty of tracks on the game standard, you do get a bit too used to them, to be honest, and yeah, a new track is always welcome. Hopefully there will be more on their way. Can't say I've ever heard of this track before, but then again, I'm not from America, so American racetracks in general, apart from the obvious ones, are not my forte, to be honest. Let's get a quick look inside. Pretty cramped as usual. Yeah, there's that car. Pretty damn quick. I know it's only a short track, but yeah, I think I showed off just how quick that car is, and it is pretty good in terms of handling. Does get a bit used to, take a bit used to getting used to with the braking though. Sorry about that. So yeah, let's move on to the next car. And here's an old favourite, the 1989 Porsche 944 Turbo. 247 horsepower, 258 pounds-feet of torque, weighing 3,115 pounds. From its 2.5 litre inline 4. So yeah, we all know this car. It's been on plenty of games before, and plenty of Forza games as well. So yeah, another cracking car though, and I'm glad it's still on the game. But yeah, it's nothing we've not seen before, but yeah, still glad it's on nonetheless. Right, next is another racing car. We jumped quite a far way ahead, 9 years in fact. The 1998 Porsche number 26 Porsche AG 911 GT1-98. 550 horsepower, 464 pounds-feet of torque from its 3.2 litre flat 6 engine, weighing a mere 2,094 pounds. So yeah, again, another race car, really quick in terms of acceleration, not as high as top speed as I was expecting, but then again, aerodynamics were probably a reason for that. But handling and braking are pretty damn good as well. So yeah, we're going to take this onto another variant of the Virginia International Raceway, and yeah, we'll see you when we get there. Right, we're on the Patriot circuit of Virginia International Raceway. Let's see what this Porsche can do. Not quite sure why it's called the Patriots circuit variant. I'm not going to question it. All I care about is whether or not it's a nice track to drive on. Certainly a technical track, plenty of corners and weaving in and out. Like I said previously, I need to err on the side of caution, because I've never driven on these tracks before. Ignore that connect thing. Don't know why it's doing that, but yeah, pretty short track, but not exactly uncomplicated either. So yeah, that's that. AG 911. Let's move on to the next car. And this is the next car, the 2003 Porsche Carrera GT. We all know this car, 605 horsepower, 435 pounds-feet of torque from its 5.7 litre V10 weighing 3,258 pounds. So yeah, this car, like other Porsches on this expansion, have been in the series before, but then again, you can't really beat a good car, and this is a good car. As you can see, acceleration is really good for a production car, handling, braking as well, and speed, because it can do more than 200 miles an hour. And yeah, pretty cracking car really, and yeah, I'm glad it's made a return. Next car, 2004 Porsche 911 GT3, 381 horsepower, 284 pounds-feet of torque from its 3.6 litre flat 6 engine, weighing 3,160 pounds. And more track focused 911 this is, so yeah, that's why the handling and braking are more stellar than a normal Porsche from this era would have been, and acceleration and speed is also really good. And yeah, just a more track focused 911 that is, yeah, great to have on the game because this is a track focused game, so yeah, no harm in that. Next car, 2008 Porsche number 7 Penske Racing RS Spyder Evo, 503 horsepower, 284 pounds-feet of torque from its 3.4 litre V8 engine, weighing 1,818 pounds. So yeah, not very much weight at all in that, and a hell of a lot of power. And as you can see, pays off in terms of acceleration, handling and braking with decent speed, but then again it does have a big wing, so that's probably why it doesn't have as high a speed as you would expect from a car with more than 500 horsepower. So yeah, again, going to take this onto Virginia International Raceway and see you when we get there. Right, we're at the North Circuit of Virginia International Raceway. Let's see what this car can do. Rev's really high for a V8. And I wasn't kidding about the acceleration either. Always takes me a while to get used to these kind of race cars because the handling is a lot more precise and a lot quicker in terms of direction than the kind of cars I'm normally driving on this game. But I am really liking this new track and all of its variants really. All offer different challenges, all offer different kind of driving experiences because it's always a mix of straight line speed and complicated corners. Really do like how the corners roll up on you one after the other. Comes across more like a rally stage more than anything. Typical race car view there. Yeah, not much to say really, but it's a typical race car that can go really fast and handle really well. So yeah, let's take a look at the next car. And another racing car, 2011 Porsche number 45 even, Flying Lizard 911 Gt3 RSR, 455 horsepower, 332 pounds-feet of torque from its 4 litre flat 6, weighing 2,690 pounds. So I think this race car has been on the series before. I swear I remember the name Flying Lizard somewhere. But yeah, acceleration, handling, braking as usual from a racing car, spot on, and speed not as great as you'd expect from a car with that amount of power, but then again, aerodynamics are playing their part. So yeah, let's take this onto the Virginia International Raceway and see what it can do. So yeah, we're at the Patriot alternate track. Let's see what this Porsche can do. So yeah, short gearing, which is probably why the speed is so low in terms of stats. And again, I guess that helps in terms of acceleration. Oh, no idea where we're going there. Oh yeah, I've really got to learn these tracks. That's part of the fun of a new track though, is learning it. Learn from your mistakes is what I say, and become a better gamer and driver on a game like this in general. So try not to hit those signs, for instance. Some pretty tight corners on this one though. A lot of this track is quite deceiving in terms of how far away you are from the corner. And again, I guess that again comes down to the lack of experience. Yeah, again, a typical kind of racing car. Though more based on a normal car than the previous ones, that's for sure. Right, let's see what the next car is. And this is the next car, the 2012 Porsche Cayenne Turbo. 500 horsepower, 516 pounds-feet of torque from its 4.8 litre V8 engine, which is also turbocharged obviously, weighing 4,784 pounds. So yeah, around this point, this is where Porsche really kind of lost me. I know the Cayenne was around a few years before, but as he continued on with it, I just kept kind of getting disillusioned with what Porsche were trying to really be in terms of a car maker. Because up until this point, they obviously only really made sports cars, or at least cars that were a bit rarer and are not trying to fit into a market. But this is where they kind of went a bit AWOL for me personally. And yeah, I can respect it in certain ways, but yeah, can't respect it in others. But yeah, this will be a car that will get a full review, like the rest of the non-racing cars. Right, next one. 2012 Porsche 911 Gt3 Rs 4.4 litre. So yeah, it has a 500 horsepower, 339 pounds-feet of torque, 4 litre flat 6, obviously, and yeah, weighing 2,998 pounds. So basically a hardened track day version, rear wheel drive only, not all wheel drive like the normal 911 track car of the 911. Yeah, 5.9 in terms of handling, 5.8 in terms of braking, so yeah, way better in terms of braking and handling because it doesn't have the all-wheel drive and the extra weight from that. Plus, acceleration is pretty good as well, and so is speed, so yeah. Glad to see this is in the game as well. I think it was in Forza 4 or Forza Horizon 2 at least, so yeah. But still good to see it in the game, and yeah, should make a cracking track car to go against other people on multiplayer, that's for sure. And moving on, one of my more favourite 911s, the 2012 Porsche 911 Gt2 Rs. Again, rear wheel drive like the Gt3, but this has even more power. 611 horsepower, 516 pounds-feet of torque, weighing 3,020 pounds from its 3.6 litre flat 6. So yeah, it has a smaller engine, but because it has turbos and it's a newer car. Oh no, it's the same car. But yeah, turbos I think is what gives that the advantage, which is why it weighs a bit more. But yeah, 111 horsepower more and a hell of a lot more torque more as well. Kind of makes it a lot better, and yeah, acceleration wise it's a lot better. Handling and braking wise it's practically the same. Braking's a bit more, and obviously speed is going to be better with all that extra horsepower. So yeah, one of my favourite 911s to be honest. Now moving on to a more normal 911, the 2014 Porsche 911 Turbo S. 560 horsepower, 553 pounds-feet of torque from its 3.8 litre flat 6, weighing 3,607 pounds. So it actually comes in terms of engine size, in slap bang in the middle between them two. And in terms of power, it's in between them two as well. But yeah, this is all-wheel drive and a lot more daily driver friendly. But yeah, acceleration and speed are cracking, and handling and braking isn't too bad either. So yeah, another car I'm glad is in the game, because I do like a normal 911 in some ways as well, and this seems to be the best of the normal 911s of the bunch to be honest, so yeah, glad it's in the game. Moving on, 2014 Porsche 918 Spyder. Yay, it's finally on a track game in the Forza series. 887 horsepower, 829 pounds-feet of torque from its 4.6 litre V8 engine, plus 2 electric motors, one on the front axle and one on the rear axle, weighing 3,692 pounds, along with its all-wheel drive and its mid-engined V8 engine. So yeah, cracking acceleration, speed, handling, braking, all the usual. And we can finally review this alongside the McLaren P1 and the Ferrari LaFerrari, which is a review that will be coming. But it will be a lot longer and a lot more in depth than normal ones, because yeah, 3 cars being compared more than the usual 2 or even just the usual 1. But yeah, finally glad this is in the game, and I can't wait to try it out some more. And moving on, 2015 Porsche Macan Turbo. 400 horsepower, 406 pounds-feet of torque from its 3.6 litre V6, turbocharged of course, weighing 4,244 pounds. Again, another car that's kind of bewildering in terms of the Porsche lineup. I don't see why this is needed against the Cayenne. if you want an all-wheel drive off-roading car, get the Cayenne, because it's, you know, got more power and more of that kind of thing. But yeah, this is obviously a smaller engine car, lighter as well, so it's going to handle a lot better, and it's going to be a lot more fuel efficient as well, so maybe that's what people are looking for out of a car like from Porsche, but I don't know why. Again, another car that, like I said, bewildering to me in the Porsche lineup. Moving on, the 2015 Porsche Cayman GTS, 340 horsepower, 280 pounds-feet of torque, with 3.5 litre flat 6 engine, weighing 2,965 pounds. So yeah, basically a Boxster with a roof, but I can't doubt it in terms of its handling and braking and its acceleration, which are all pretty good, and its speed is half decent as well. So yeah, in terms of a track car, it's pretty good, but I can't stand the look of it, and really don't see the point of it really. It's just less of a Boxster really, because it can't be a convertible as well, so I don't really see the point of it. But yeah, that'll get a review on its own as well. And yeah, moving on to the final car of the expansion, the 2015 Porsche number 19 Porsche Team 919 Hybrid, 900 horsepower, 1,100 pounds-feet of torque, weighing 1,918 pounds, and that's thanks to its 2 litre V4 engine, which gives it 500 of that horsepower, and then it has obviously its hybrid system, which gives it an extra 400 horsepower. This is only the second car on the game that has a V4 engine after the Lancia Fulvia, and this is obviously a racing car, not a normal road car. So yeah, glad to see this is on the game, because yeah, as you can see in terms of acceleration and handling and braking, it's next to impossible to beat really, and its speed is pretty good as well. So yeah, we're going to take this on to the Virginia International Raceway, and it'll be the final car we have a look at. So yeah, see you when we get there. So yeah, we're on the Grand West version of this Virginia International Raceway. It's actually the longest of the lot, 4.28 miles long. But I think we should go on the longest track purely because we're in the fastest car out of the lot. And as you can see, it is damn quick. So yeah, this expansion pack has been pretty damn good, personally. Like I said, I'm not an avid Porsche fan overall, and I can admit that there are several glaring omissions from the expansion in terms of the cars in the game. For instance, there is no pre-1980s Porsche 911, which is upsetting because I know they've full well they've had pre-1980s 911s in the series before. It's a shame to not have them in. And the biggest omission for me personally is the 928. I've always wanted that car in this game, and it would have been a real treat to have the car finally in this series overall. Plus we could have done a Top Gear challenge as well, because we already have the Mach 1 and the Lotus Esprit from the Chile episode, 2 episodes that they did. Got them into trouble, but it would have been nice to have that 928 in the game as well, because it is a cracking car anyway, and it is the first V8 engined car Porsche made, which also sounds great as well. So yeah, it is sad that that isn't in there. Also sad that there is no Boxster as well, which is a surprise. I would have thought they would have put that in. Again, a real shame. Also a shame that there is no normal 90s Porsches at all. There's only the racing car Porsche in the game. No. Going off there, better rewind that. So yeah, there is no 90s normal Porsche, which again I think is a glaring omission, because there is plenty of 90s Porsches that are solid, even if I don't personally love them. I can't deny that they aren't any good. There we go, that got that corner right eventually. So yeah, like I said, several glaring omissions, and it's kind of a shame really, because in previous Porsche expansions they have had, oh god, yeah, like I said, I've not been on this track before, so yeah, just be a bit more cautious. But yeah, they have had previous Porsche expansions and they have had more cars than 21 in the game. So yeah, a bit surprising that there's not only less, but there's glaring omissions in it as well. But I'm happy with the expansion overall, because not only do we get 21 new cars to the game and 9 new to the series overall, we also get this new track with 7 different variants, all with night, day and rain daytime variants on them as well. So yeah, you've effectively got 21 different tracks. Because yeah, night and rain races are vastly different to daytime racing like this. So yeah, and there is also that campaign I was on about, which has more races and events and more multiplayer events as well. So yeah, overall the expansion is pretty solid. It's £15.99 or your regional equivalent. So yeah, not as expensive as I was expecting as well, and it's pretty solid overall. So yeah, 21 new cars is worth it in general, but then the fact you got a new track as well makes it even more better, and yeah, all the other additions as well just makes up for it. So yeah, overall pretty damn good. And I know this has been a longer video than normal for a Forza look into new cars, but yeah, I have 21 cars to look at, so yeah, it's bound to be a bit longer. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.